Today we're talking about interval notation. There's a lot listed here in this table. It just provides you examples of several different types of intervals. You've got the interval notation, which is, remember when you've got parentheses and brackets. So if you're coming from Algebra 2, you should have seen that in some regard last year and probably in pre-calc as well. We've got the description like in words, and then set builder notation, which is where it does have the brackets, so squiggly brackets, but then it's like x where x is between these certain numbers or greater than this or less than this, and then the graph, which you'll probably see me use open and closed circles instead, but just know that you can also use parentheses and brackets on these, on the graphs instead of open and closed circles. So a closed circle would be a bracket. An open circle would be a parenthesis. So you'll see me use probably the circles instead today, but just know that this table is using those instead, okay? So let's do some examples. It says, write the following inequalities in interval notation and graph on a number line. The biggest thing that I need you to remember is that when we're going to write an interval notation, we always go left to right, okay? So let's look at our first one. I'm actually going to graph these first because I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit more of a visual person. And so it's helpful for me to see it first. And so I'm going to go ahead and graph. We're just going to put 1 at 3. I don't need you to get fancy and graph a whole bunch. We'll just put a notch at 3 because that's the only number we've got. X is less than or equal to 3. So I'm going to do, since it's or equal to, remember that means you do a closed circle and less than to the left. Sometimes teachers do like a full squiggly bracket. It doesn't really matter, okay? And then let's talk about what the interval notation would then be. So this is what I mean by left to right. I have to think about where this graph is starting on the left. It's starting at negative infinity, and then it goes up to 3. Because it's a closed circle, it's a bracket. Or another way to think about it, because it's this or equal sign, that's why it's a bracket, okay? All right, let's go ahead and graph this one first, like I said. And then we'll go ahead and write it. So this one goes from -2 to 4. X is in between those two values. You can see the sign at -2 is X is greater than -2. So that is an open circle. It's less than or equal to 4. So that's a closed circle. And it's saying X is in between those. We do this like barbell thing. It's a compound inequality. And then when I go to write it in interval notation, I have to have parentheses at -2 because it does not include 2. And I have to have a bracket at 4 because it does include 4. That's what that closed circle or equal to means. Sorry, that's kind of messy. Graph number 3. We've got numbers at -9 and 0. And X is in between them. They are both or equal to, so that means that they're both going to be closed circles. And again, this is X in between. So, hold on. Okay, so because it's closed circle and or equal to, so it's going to be brackets, -9, comma, 0, close bracket. Last one, X is greater than -4. Because it is greater, it should be an open circle. It does not include 4, and then greater we go to the right. So again, when I'm doing interval notation, a little bit easier when you've got like this bar, like a barbell, like a number 2 and 3, but on these ones, make sure we always start left to right. So we're gonna start at -4. That one is a parentheses because it is an open circle, is not equal to, and then it's headed towards infinity. Infinity sign should always have a parentheses. You can't put a point at infinity, and so it will never have a bracket. It will always be parentheses. Okay, number 5. Express each of the following intervals in set builder notation. Set builder notation is, if you look back at your table, the one with the squiggly brackets, where it's like X, where X is between this and this. So it starts with this little squiggly guy. There's probably a technical name for that, and I don't know what it is, so Oh, it's your set notation, duh. Okay. So you put your set notation, the brackets, and we're saying x is between 2 and 8. So you've got 2 and 8. They are both parentheses, so that means that they would both be less than. When you are doing compound inequalities like this, we need to make sure that the signs are facing to the right. So it reads that x is greater than 2 and x is less than 8. If it helps you to draw the number line first, that's great. Okay, so again, let's get our set notation. X, where, okay, so it goes from -infinity to -4. That means that x is less than or equal to -4. If it helps you to draw the number line first, great. But it would be less than or equal to. I know it's or equal to because it's got that bracket at -4. I think ones like these might be a little bit tricky if you maybe need to draw them out first. This is what I mean. Like if it would have helped you to go ahead and just draw this really quick, like, okay, -infinity up to -4, and then maybe that helps you write the inequality, okay? Do whatever you need to do if that gets confusing. Number 7, graph the following on a number line. We've already done a lot of this. I'll do number 7, and then if you could try number 8. So we are at -5, 0, because I have a bracket at -5, that's a closed circle. Oh, sorry. And parentheses at 0 means it's an open circle. Remember, this is also interchangeable with this notation. Sometimes you'll see it on a number line, like you'll see a bracket at -5 and then a parentheses at 0. It means the same thing, okay? And I guess you would highlight in between. There might be some multiple choice questions like that you would see. Okay, can you try the last one, number 8, and then check it? So we are at 3. It is not including 3. Oh, sorry. And then going from 3 towards infinity. So it should look like this. Or if you wanted to use that other way of doing it, you would have a parentheses at 3 and then an arrow headed towards infinity. These mean the same thing, okay? For each graph, write the solution in interval notation. Okay, so remember we always need to go left to right. So in this one, I am starting at -2, but it's a closed circle, so we'll get a bracket. It's headed towards infinity on the right. And remember, infinity signs always get a parentheses. Will you try number 12, and then we'll do 13 together. Okay, go ahead and check number 12. And then 13 is one of those tricky ones where you have a union, okay? So on this one, we've got 2 things. Again, still reading left to right. So furthest left, it goes from -infinity up to -3. It's an open circle at -3, so parentheses. Then you have to have a union. What that means is that it's both of these things. They're on the same graph. Union, remember, is kind of like an or. We are uniting these 2 inequalities, and then the second one goes from 0 to infinity. So this is one that I would probably pay attention to. You're going to see more of that throughout this class. Make sure we know how to do unions when you've got 2 or more.